Okay. Hello, I'm Linda Levin, CEO of Elder Source, the Area Agency on Aging and the Aging and Disability Resource Center. And I want to wish you welcome and happy holidays.
Hi, and I'm Justine Conley with AARP, and you have entered is Let's Do Lunch, our monthly virtual event between AARP and Elder Source.
That's right, Justine. We've been doing this since August now, every month, bringing special programming to those of you at home. We've covered things like how to protect your Medicare information, how to bring art and yoga to enhance your life, and even how to engage in the census and voter engagement. If you've missed anything, you can always go back by visiting the AARP or the Elder Source Facebook pages to get back to some of those old programs.
And so today, the holidays is a time that we love to celebrate. And oftentimes our celebration is around food. And today would be no differently. And so this year is a little different than the years past. We want to make sure that we still celebrate. And what better way to celebrate than around food? And so today we have a special guest, a professional Italian chef or professional cook named Diane Testa from Jacksonville. And the recipes that she's going to start with will help us think about food and cook food, but I hope it brings you some comfort and some joy.
That's right. We had some fun visiting with Diana, who was born and raised in a small town in northern Italy between the Como Lake and Milan. Diana lived there for most of her life, with her parents and her teaching her to appreciate food and her culture with food, always being an important part of her life, which I can relate to. And so today she's going to teach us cooking, which she does professionally. She collaborates with several chefs in the area, restaurants, and local farms. And so recently she added to her repertoire virtual cooking classes, which she's going to start right now with us today. Welcome, Diana.
Welcome, Diana.
Hi, thank you for having me. First of all, this is an amazing opportunity that you're giving me. So I am Italian. Yes, my name, as you see, is Diana Testa, and Testa means head. Yes, so I moved here from Italy 3 years ago from Jacksonville, and I'm a really passionate Italian cook. I have 3 kids and a husband, a dog, and a cat. So I'm going to bring you to Italy today with 2 easy recipes. We are going to see how simple that is, just using very easy and simple recipe through Christmas. So you will see my table laid out with some easy ingredients. So let's start doing something really easy called bruschetta. So I'm not saying bruschetta, I am saying bruschetta. So that's the way that we say it in Italy. Yeah, bruschetta. That is right. That's the way that we say it in Italy. So I have toasted some bread for you in the oven for 5 minutes with a little bit of oil on the top. So I do that so my ciabatta bread is a little bit more crispy. Or you can also do it in a toaster. If you want a quick lunch, throw it in the toaster. So the aim that is that your bread is kind of crusty and juicy. Then you may want to choose very good tomatoes, because in Italy, we are quite picky when it comes to tomatoes. It's all about good tomatoes and good ingredients. What is the best tomato? It's a good, ripe cherry tomato. So you can go to the normal supermarkets here around town and buy a cherry, juicy summertime tomato. Cut them really very fine and add some basil. And I'm going to show you how. Just a little bit of salt, tiny little bit of pepper, and some good extra virgin olive oil that comes from Italy. And guys, that's it. I always say during my cooking classes, that is it. So refrain from adding a lot of things. So no oregano, no cheese, no nothing. Keep it simple, because the more simple it is, the better the taste. So really refrain from putting all other things that it is. So keep it Italian, keep it simple. Okay, so let's do this. How did I call it? Bruschetta. Okay.
Bruschetta.
Yeah, bruschetta. So I got my bread in my hand, and we are going to add some oil. So we are going to put the oil. Believe me, I know how much I'm putting. I do this very often. I have all my ancestors that they're talking to me and say, Diana, you know how much you have to put inside there. Then I'm going to put my salt. Be careful with the salt because it's not good for you if you're going to put too much. Then you're going to put, you know what you're going to do when you have basil? Buy a nice plant or even grow your own plant. So you're going to get the leaves and tear the leaf. Smell it. Smell your fingers. If you're doing it with me in this moment, smell your fingers. The essence of the leaves are really good. Also sage. Everything is amazing when you smell. These are natural oils. Tastes really good. It's like a perfume. And then I'm going to get, what did I say? A pinch of pepper, huh? Not too much, just a little bit. And you're going to mix everything. Just a tiny little bit. So how are the tomatoes different in Florida from Italy? Has anybody been in Italy before? You must have.
Not yet.
Not yet. So you need to come with me. So the tomatoes here, I notice, are a little bit harder. So is the soil here in Florida is not the same as it is in Italy. We have a different sun. We have seasons as well that they're different. Here in Florida is always sunny. So they grow differently. So it is important to get, every sauce uses a different tomato. So the tomato that I've used today is not the same tomato that I will use to do a sauce. So just to make an example, this is the kind of tomato that I'm using now. It's small, very small. And this is kind of a colorful tomato that is very much in fashion in the winter, okay? So what do I do next? I get my bread. You see how big of a piece is, but you can also use a baguette, or you can use also a pane toscano as well. You see the yellow that it's on the top? That is oil. So it's not coming off because it was in the oven. So it's a kind of a focaccia. Then comes the best part. I am going to put, I wish I could give it to you over the,
You're hungry.
So do we.
Yeah, this is what everybody says during the virtual classes. Of course, everybody cooks with me during the virtual classes. So they are producing the food. It's like, hey, can you pass it to me? And you drizzle a little bit of oil. That is the final touch. And add a little bit of basil, like you're adding a little bit of love. So the trick is when you cook always with a little bit of love. So
my sister said, if you cook with love, it always comes out right.
Yes, with love. Everything
Look at that.
right. It is right.
Even I could do this, Diana.
Gosh, you can do it. Yes. So one suggestion. So if you're going to bring this to a party, do not assemble it at home. Assemble it there, because the bread, after a bit, because of the juice of the tomatoes, is going to get wet. You can imagine, tomatoes have a lot of water. So do all your breads at home, and you're going to bring your tomatoes at the party and assemble them there. All right?
Yes.
While if you do other, like with gorgonzola or mozzarella that they're done in the oven, that's no problem because they're kind of hard. But this is kind of, oh my gosh, this is, no, I'm not going to eat it. Right? So, yeah, so it's really easy. It is fresh. It's for all the season, not only for Christmas. You can pair it well with the goat cheese, with ricotta, with bufala, with mozzarella, with prosciutto di Parma, with anything. Nothing can go wrong with this one, right?
Even I can do it. And so I want to encourage you. You are watching Let's Do Lunch with our chef, our cook, our Italian love person, Miss Diana Testa. So please put in the chat if you have any comments or if you're cooking along with her or if you have questions. We'll try to get to them at the very end. So we have a second recipe that she's working with.
Yes, so this is what I love the most. And this is really the soul of Italy, making fresh pasta. So it's all about the ingredients again, okay? So I'm using flour that I get in Italy that is flour 00, because in Italy we have a lot of flour. So according to what we're cooking, we choose the flour. We don't have anything in Italy called all-purpose flour. So we have flour 0, flour 00, flour 1, semolina. So according to what pasta I am doing, or pizza or focaccia, I kind of choose my flour. So if I'm doing orecchiette, for example, I'm going to use semolina and water. So it's harder, it's coarse. It needs to grab more sauce. But if you do like a tender pasta, you want to use this kind of flour, okay? So this is an Italian flour that you don't find in the shops here in Jacksonville. You may find them more in the bigger cities, but you can find online. So let's see how it works.
Diana, if someone wanted to use like the flour they have at home, the all-purpose flour, would that be okay?
Okay, they will have a different texture and it will not knead as easily because this has it's more fine and it's easier to knead. But of course, they can do it also with the flour 00. So if you look at the American cookbooks, they do say flour 00. The Italian cookbooks, they mix the flour 00 and the semolina. So to get it harder is the mix of the two. So that is the perfect storm. It's like the perfect combination. But you can try to do it. It's kind of and what are the quantities here? It's important to me that you all understand that in Italy we don't use cups. We use grams, okay? So I have to translate everything when I moved here. So I tell you the Italian recipes and then that is written there, but I'm going to tell you also the American one. So it's 300 grams of flour 00 and 3 eggs. Isn't it easy to remember? It's 300 by 3 eggs. But if you have to translate it with cups, it's 2 cups and 3 eggs. So if you have a scale, you can do 400 grams of flour and 4 eggs, 500 grams of flour and 5 eggs. This is why it's super easy to remember. With the cups, it's not gradually the same. So you may want to double it because you cannot really separate the egg. It's kind of going out. Okay, so let's measure. And it's important to me that you understand another thing. In America, we have 2 kinds of cups. We have the glass cup and we have this cup. When you measure ingredients with the flour, you need to use solid measuring cup, not the liquid, because the flour doesn't measure the same. Because if you use the one with the beak, the one that pours, it doesn't measure the same. And I have noticed this doing virtual classes. Before I was doing them in person. Then of course, now everything is online and everybody is kind of measuring the things in a different way. Okay, so we got the flour on the board and we are going to make a well. Make it big enough, guys, because this is crucial because you need to crack 3 eggs here. Cracking time. Let's talk about eggs. In Italy, we just have brown eggs and our eggs stay out of the fridge. Not only that, we don't have many sizes of eggs. So if you go in Italy, you don't have medium, small, extra large, jumbo, super large. We just got eggs over there. So not really important how big your eggs are, okay? So to me, it's more important that they're organic, where they come from, and cage-free. So that's quite a good size of eggs. Okay, 3 eggs and the flour is around a pinch of salt and always that touch of love that will make everything work. Then you get a fork and you start scrambling your eggs. Okay, without
considered that I could do homemade pasta. Never, ever, ever.
Yes.
I believe. Thank you, Diana.
Yes, you can. Everybody does it, also the kids. And I hope somebody is doing it with me here, or even if they watch later, they can do it later. So I'm not going in with my hands now. I am going to do it later with my hands, okay? Because if I go in with my hands now, it's all going to be sticky. So
we had a comment, Diana, in the chat said you're going to put Olive Garden to shame. Are you?
No, gosh, I never go there. Oh. As an Italian, I have problem going to the restaurants. So
I bet you do.
I cook a lot. So I do gnocchi, ravioli, cavatelli, orecchiette, pappardelle. I started selling pasta as well recently that you can get at your door. Here in my back kitchen is full. I tell you, I do them with the squid ink, spinach. I started to do it with chocolate as well.
Chocolate?
I think we're going to come to your kitchen instead of one of those restaurants also.
I know. This is, I'm pretty
carry out.
So you see, I'm still using the fork, not my hands yet. Okay, now comes the best part. This is the dirty part. The best part of the show is the kneading part. So kneading is important. So you have to knead using your whole hands. Most of the people knead using the fingers. You need to use your whole hands and get ready to add some flour as well. So use your palm, okay? I know it makes people uncomfortable to knead because it's sticky and I'm like, ooh, I don't want to touch it. This is the best part. So what can go wrong here? Because of course, I'm doing it so things don't go wrong. But if you're doing it at home, two things can go wrong. It is too sticky or it's too wet. How do I fix these two problems? In two ways. If it's too sticky, you saw what I just did? I just added a little bit of flour. Super easy. You know why? Because I'm using cups. Cups are not precise. How I level my cup is not the same of how you level your cup. So with grams, it will be precise. While I'm adding flour because I feel it needs a little bit more. And look what I'm doing also, the move. Look, I'm using my whole body.
Does it matter how long should someone knead the dough?
Like 3-4 minutes, like the time that I'm, and there is no risk of kneading it too much. So the kids can do this. And there is only one dough that there is the risk of kneading it too much. That is gnocchi. So gnocchi is made with the same flour, but it has potatoes inside. So the potatoes are hot and the heat, and there is egg as well. And it can get very gluey. So if you knead it too much. But this one, pizza, get your kids cooking. Get your kids cooking. Because this is great. So
that's good exercise for your hands.
So you see what I'm doing? I'm using my shoulder. I'm kind of using my whole body. I'm not sitting here like this. I'm putting passion in my cooking here. I'm really putting myself into kneading this. Of course, I have a kneading board that is not moving because it has a stopper because I cook a lot. So it makes sense for me. So this one is already ready. So when is my dough ready? So my dough is ready when the surface is smooth. And this part is not only smooth, but if I put my finger in, it is bouncy. Okay, so you basically make a hole and it bounces back. So this is how you check that your dough is ready. So I'm going to show you again how you roll it. And now we are going to attach the pasta machine. So I show you how it is. And it's a sensory thing as well. I love touching the dough. You connect with food. You smell food. Okay.
We just had a comment, Diana, that kneading dough is a good activity for people with dementia.
It is, because it's a
good
kinesthetic activity. Cooking is kinesthetic. The cutting, of course, paying attention of what you're doing. But it is. You have to pay attention. So I'm going to get the pasta machine that is here on my back, that of course is Italian because I use everything Italian. So
Diana,
if you don't have a pasta machine, what are you going to do? Okay, because not everybody has a pasta machine, right? So if you don't have a pasta machine, and I'm going to show you how you do it, you use a rolling pin, like my nonna used to do. So let me get my rolling pin that is here. I'll show you both ways. So you get a piece of dough, not too big, and you roll it out. Like you were doing a pizza. Always keep in mind that you have to keep your board. You see how it's fun. Get your things out here dirty.
That's a big rolling pin.
The heavier, the better.
I like it. We're getting all kind of tips that we didn't even know in a 30-minute presentation.
does
right.
Does the type of rolling pin matter? Like I have both a wooden rolling pin and a marble.
Marble, it's better. I saw in my virtual cooking class, a lot of people don't have. I make them use a bottle of wine. Just a bottle of wine will do the trick. So you have rolled out your pasta. You don't have a pasta machine. What you're going to do now, you could do kind of a wrap. So you do a wrap and you get a kitchen knife. Mi porti un coltello che taglia. So my hands are all dirty and sticky. This is part of doing and then you are going to pace the distance that you want to do. So if you want to do pappardelle, you're going to space it wider, right?
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Wow.
Look at that.
How long did it take?
That's amazing.
That's the pasta?
This is done with a knife, okay?
Okay.
Super quick.
That's
homemade pasta. But I show you the faster way to do it. So look, if I distance it larger, this is pappardelle. You see how large they are? But if I want to do linguine, these are really small.
That's amazing. It's beautiful.
It's amazing, yeah? So if you don't have a pasta machine, that's not a problem. But look, if you do it with the pasta machine, how easy this can be. So you attach it to and it goes a lot faster because you have a cutter. So now you have an idea for Christmas.
And we like that you're showing us both ways that it can be done.
And I have to say, most of the class that I do virtually, I go this way with the knife because I don't expect people to have tools that I have. When I go in person to their houses or restaurants, wherever I go, I bring all my tools. So people don't even have to buy the ingredients. So that is normal. So you start with your pasta machine, you just get a little bit of dough. And you make always sure that you have flour on your counter. I love playing with the flour. I'm a bit of a kid, so you flour it and you are going to put it in. And every passage, you are going to change the number. So every passage.
Higher or lower?
Because you go lower because it's pressing it thinner and it's getting longer. So here, it leads me to the next step. So if I want to do ravioli, for example, I'm going to a lower number because ravioli, you need to double them. If I'm teaching tortellini, you need to double the dough. So I'm going to a lower number. I don't want a thick pasta, but if I want a thick pasta, I can stop now. So if you want angel hair, they're really thin. So you go higher with it. You see how longer is getting? And longer and longer. So I basically started with a small one, and now it's so long. Now comes the cutting part. So you get this one, you slide it on the top, and of course you can change this one. First time, maybe you do it in 2 people, okay? You're ready? Because this is the best part, because this is cutting if it goes in. So,
everyone's feeling the love, Diana.
What is that?
Everyone's feeling the love.
Yeah, ready. So it's coming out, and I'm going to grab it.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. And I'm going to put in front of your face. There you are. And do you know how long it takes to cook?
How long?
1.5 minutes.
Nice.
Not only I'm going to teach you how you dry it. So I told you, right, that I sell the pasta as well. How do I sell it? I sell it dry. So I put it on this rack overnight. You have to love your pasta, and you let it dry. So this pasta dries for 1 night, and you can store it for 60 days if it stays 60 days. So basically, you hang it here, and in just a couple of hours, it will dry.
Diana, one of the viewers asked, can you freeze the dough?
You can freeze the dough, and you also can freeze the pasta itself.
Okay.
It's so easy to do the dough. How long did it take to do the dough? 5 minutes, right? It takes longer to defrost the dough than to do the dough, in my opinion.
Okay.
So imagine the dough is frozen, right? So the dough is super hard, and you have to defrost it. The time that you have defrosted, it takes hours. You cannot put it in the microwave. You've done it. So yes, you can do it. So my suggestion is do the pasta, do like 4 doughs, dry this, put it in an airtight container, and you will have pasta forever. So that is the point. So you can do also pasta with natural flavors. I'm just about natural flavor, like juice, beet, squid ink, carrots, tomatoes, spinach, chocolate, saffron. Yes. Taco flavoring. I mean, play with all these things. It's really super easy. It's nothing, that you cannot do. Oh, we have somebody coming in the kitchen to grab food. Yeah, we have
virtual.
Yes,
virtual.
Yeah, virtual. Yes.
I bet they eat well. So, Diana, today we are, making pasta is very intimidating, and I am still without words, or kinda. But this has been simply amazing. And I'm gonna say it again. I think even I can do it, and that's a really big deal. So thank you so much for
You're welcome
for us, and tell us where we can find you.
So I have a website. So my website is Italian Cooking Lessons Jax, and it's pretty long. So just go in Google and write Italian cooking lessons, and I will just pop up, because I think I'm the only one in Jacksonville that does this. And read the Google reviews and what people say about me. I am also in Facebook. I'm also in Instagram, so you will see also the pictures. I do most of my business now virtually because it's safer to do so. So I do private and I do group lessons. So you can also jump in a virtual class and meet other people, or you can also set up your own team building family class. And I also go to people's houses wearing masks and a shield for me. So I am very careful with that, with the numbers, and we will see how things develop in the future. And as I told you, I also started to sell pasta in the Jacksonville area. So there is a specific place on the website where you can also sign that up for delivery or pickup. And I'm very grateful that you had me here. That's the way for me to be to Italy in this COVID time where I cannot go back home. So doing this every day makes me really happy. As I told you, there's one ingredient that is love that you always have to put in when you cook.
Well, and Diana, thank you so much, because just like you said, this is such a great activity to do with friends and family remotely, safely during this time. It's fun. It's delicious. I'm already wanting Italian food for dinner tonight. My husband wants to know, can you ever have too much garlic? And is it true that you test the pasta by throwing it at the wall?
Oh gosh, there's also this thing. So we do not test the pasta throwing it against the wall. This is the concept. So al dente, you have to try it. So that is talking about garlic. I see here in the United States, they always put too much garlic in the restaurants. So I know that everybody uses garlic, but do not put too much garlic because it's going to cover the real taste. So if this bruschetta had too much garlic, you will not feel the oil. You wouldn't feel the nice tomatoes. So the proportion is normally more onion and less garlic. But of course, it's your personal taste as well. So sometime abroad, you have to adapt that taste to the local culture. So maybe what I like is different from what everybody else likes. So I try to teach the authentic Italian as we teach in Italy, but we have to adapt it to the local taste as well.
Well, Diana, thank you so much. Go ahead, Justine.
Again, we thank you and we appreciate you being with us today at Let's Do Lunch. And I hope that where we're going to put the recipes, they're going to be on Elder Source's website, ARP's website, and you can go back and look at this and you can cook along with Diana. So thank you so much. And happy holidays to each and every one of you. And thank you for being with us for Let's Do Lunch. And so someone from Michigan named Kathy says, amazing. Thank you, Kathy, for joining us.
Yes.
Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you, Linda.
Everybody, thank you. And we look forward to seeing everybody next month for Let's Do Lunch.
Let's do lunch.
Let's do lunch.
Bye.